Oh, snaps. Better late than never. The Bodega Brothers podcast, effing podcast, man. I go by the name of Head Crack.
Yep, I go by the name of Keynote.
Travii the seventh.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a gang sign you're throwing up there?
No, it's the devil horn. So when we actually blow up, they can say I'm a devil worshiper, and that's why we blew up.
Thinking ahead.
Oh, Illuminati acceptance.
Thinking ahead. I like it.
You know, and I feel like that's one of the things that like kind of it has held us back as a group. We haven't done like our Illuminati sacrifice yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we haven't done enough satanic things in order to get in good.
Right. Like, what are we willing to give up?
Maybe
to make this thing pop off. You know, because like, Robot was fine till he wasn't. And
You're right.
I wanted to investigate what happened to Robot. Because like Robot was
people don't know Robot. You talking about my dog Robot?
Your dog Robot.
Robot, yes.
The only robot that there is.
Like,
there's a production company called Robot. He could have been talking about them. I don't know how he could have tied that in, but I was waiting for it.
But just imagine if there's some people out there who did like failed Illuminati sacrifices, like they killed their mans in them and shit because they thought that was gonna like elevate the game and shit. And like,
it didn't take. It just didn't work out. Like, but it's the devil. It's the king of liars. How you think? Yeah, this is gonna work. I'm gonna go to the most hustling being in the universe and be like, yeah, okay, I'll give you my soul.
You want to go platinum? Kill your pooch.
Okay. I know I've had him for 15 years, but I'll do it. That's what happened.
Word, man. So since we've done the last episode, congratulations, Travii. Monkey Shit's doing pretty well out there in these streets. You know what I mean? Love to see that. What has been like the biggest feedback you've gotten so far?
The biggest feedback? People want more. They love the difference in the song, how it's not like doing what everybody else is doing. It's like talking about, anti what everybody else is doing. So people got, they grabbed onto that and gravitated towards it.
Word. So people are paying attention to what you're saying, in other words.
Right. Well, yeah, you guys are on it too. They're paying attention to your words, I
don't know. I was just kind of all over the place, man. It was kind of a salty. I listen back. I'm like, whoa.
You never want to, Kino. That's you though. You're a
perfectionist. I like.
You always want to re-record your verses.
No. I didn't want to re-record. I like the delivery. I like what I was saying, but I was like, yo, in comparison, it's like, yo, that's kind of out there, man. I'm gonna get canceled, Me Too, and everything else that comes. They're gonna come at me like I'm Russian. Like I attacked the Ukraine after they hear that.
Bring it on. Bring the motherfucking ruckus.
See, Travi's here for all the cancellation smoke because he's protected by his whiteness a little bit more than like some of the other people in the group. We're not all this like if you only knew about Travi's criminal history, right?
Dang.
If I had the shit on my fucking criminal record that Travi has on his criminal record, I wouldn't have a computer.
No, yeah. But that's what's crazy is because when I have a rough time in life, right, and I'm down and out or something, and I need to figure out some money angles, my man has come through every single time. I've been like, yo, man, running short on bread, man. I need to come up with this hustle, da-da-da-da. Things might be lean. Chad's like, well, you should do this. Call this number. I'm like, oh, okay.
Call this number. Call this number. Sell your butthole.
I'm telling you, yeah. I mean, I haven't had to do anything erotic or sexual thus far, but everything else has been on board, and I've, been able to pay for my house and all that. Thanks, Trav. Because of his criminality, it's helped others. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but I can legally still buy firearms.
Because you live in Texas.
It has nothing to do with that. It's because I could still pass a federal background check.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, so you're not bad off with the feds. Yeah.
No, I'm not bad off with anybody.
Due to statute of limitations, or just is that how it's always been?
I was going to say.
I've never. I'm good.
You were bad off with them cops on the way home from Austin. That's what you was bad off with. I recall that one.
Yeah, those weren't felonies though.
No, I will say though that sometimes riding with Travi is like rolling around town having 4 stars in Grand Theft Auto, because they'd be like, yo, don't go this way. The cops are there, and I'm like, yo, like what the fuck do we have to worry about, bro? He's like, yo, I get pulled over all the time over here, and I'm like, what are you doing to get pulled over? Like, are you driving like fucking Bo and Luke Duke?
And what's crazy is when we've been pulled over and when Travi has had some issues, they didn't even ask me and Head Crack a question. Not a question. Not let me see your license. What are you doing? Where are you coming from? And they go straight to Travii. Was Travii sitting in the back seat or in the passenger last time? I don't remember, but
I was in the back seat.
In the back seat?
No, I was driving. Crack was asleep in the back seat.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, and it's right. But they didn't ask me or Crack. I'm sitting in the front seat then, and they didn't ask us nothing. They got trapped right out the whip.
Wait, are you talking about the time he got arrested in Austin?
We were all going out of town. Like, you would go back to Atlanta. I was going back to LA. It was like, so I had to drive and go get his wife and get up. It was just nuts, man.
How you get arrested on not even in the town that you have the issue? That was a wild night. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially like to wake up to it.
Right. Like, you woke up to lights and sirens and shit. I'm
like, yo, are we just gonna leave out why we got pulled over?
Okay, well, real quick, to Travi's credit, he found that he was not guilty. It was the cops who messed up. I'll lead in with that.
Right, but the reason I got pulled over was because I was speeding, and the reason I was speeding down Highway 1 is because Head Crack had a plane to catch at like 6 seconds. He always booked. Okay, when you travel with Head Crack, he books the most the stupidest earliest thing he can book. So, and he books it like far away from where he's at and where he's got to be.
Yes.
So we had to leave Austin and get him back to Dallas by in an hour and a half.
Well, I don't think it was one of those situations, Travii, where I was like, yo, do my bidding, bring me back to my flight. Like, you probably volunteered. Be like, I'll get you there, I'll get you back. And I was like, all right, then cool. You know what I'm saying?
Of course I volunteered, but I also complained about you booking an early-ass flight like you always do.
Apparently, I had someplace to be.
No, that's not what you said. You said was, man, it was only $49.99.
Okay, then my money had someplace to be. And that's the bank. I was trying to save money. But
you did that the last Austin show too.
Probably. I mean, it's
remember, then we had to get you an Uber.
To be honest, though, but think about it though. Austin is an ill place to get off. All three of us to get, because Crack's coming from Atlanta most of the time. You might be coming from some other place, Travii. I'm usually coming from Dallas, so we're having to coordinate it, and everybody's trying to get deals on the flights because it's usually expensive because we're usually doing festivals and crap. So yeah, man, I can see where we always have to do a lot of jumping through hoops and juggling.
Yeah, the only people that ever volunteer to do any kind of driving is me and Head Crack. Keynote is usually sleeping.
Yep.
His knee hurts.
No, man, that was one time in 2000.
Or he smoked way.
That was in 2009. Before, when I had that knee problem.
That must have been a hell of a knee problem for you to remember the year, though.
No, I do, because I had to go get my knee drained, because that's when I was doing a lot of martial arts and fighting. I kept getting kicked in the knee, man. And we were walking, and we were doing shows, and we jump around a lot. That thing swelled up like a freaking cantaloupe.
Real quick, for everybody listening, I just want to point out, man, when it comes to checking the boxes on the hardcore rap shit, we got arrest, we got fighting, we also we did some gun talk.
That's right. They do gun talk, yeah.
And we also mentioned the Illuminati sacrifice as well.
Right.
So
and also, just for the record, we're speaking on Austin, Texas, not Austin Powers.
That is a good clarification.
We're talking about South by Southwest. We were leaving South by Southwest, and one of the many times, and that's what happened.
One of the many times. I think we've done some weird shows, though, where we turned around and drove right back the same night, when it wasn't a festival.
And there's been a lot of fisticuffs as well.
Yeah.
Checking all the boxes here, man. Switching gears real quick now, like Keynote, you spend a lot of time like searching the internet, finding like things of the bizarre.
The dark web,
Yeah, and for those who maybe were sleeping under a rock, they've reclassified UFOs. They're now called UAPs. And there's something new going on in this space?
Yeah, man. Well, there's a couple things the military's coming out and saying, hey, man, we don't just see these things every now and then or a few times a week. We're seeing them every day, all day. And them things are starting to show up over our land, too. And these other countries are like, yo, what's up, man? Are these you guys? And we're like, nah. Are these you guys? And they're like, nah. So we're trying to figure that out, evidently. And NASA finally getting involved, because NASA was always like, oh, it's impossible for anybody to reach us. Light years away, we're the real science. All that stuff is make-believe, right? Wrong. Now they like, yo, in your face, NASA. So they need NASA's help now. NASA's like, okay, cool, we'll help out. We'll look into these little, UAPs or whatever. So they designated 16 scientists, like people from different universities, people from the SETI program, where they got that big old telescope that's pointing towards the sky. You know what I'm saying?
Well, not the James Webb. You know about the James Webb telescope?
No, it might be. It's I know what you're talking. I was getting confused, but the SETI program.
Well, I feel like I feel like that one's actually in space. already.
It
So
might
like,
be.
never
It might
mind.
be.
You're talking about something different, I think.
Yeah. It's what's that movie with Jodie Foster? The movie Contact. What she's and that's what she's about, SETI, in that movie. But anyway, they got the people from that. They got different people from different universities. And at the end of the month, coming up in the beginning of this, right around the new year, they're supposed to be having a new dossier or a new folder coming out with unclassified stuff of what they found so far about these UAPs. And then I think they're allowing, 9 months for those 16 people from NASA to come up with a report too. So,
I feel like in our lifetime, I think, we actually going to be around and see like an alien jump off a spaceship and say some shit.
Might
like,
be, man.
I feel like we're like quickly approaching that point. Or they'll be like, yo, they've been here the whole time. And like, yo, blah, blah, blah is one of them. Such is one of them. That person with the eyes too close together was one of them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm,
but let's just say if you had the ability to play any record for an alien for the first time, just to put them on, like, to the energy of like how we get down here on Earth, what record would you play for them?
Me? Thriller.
That's a good choice.
The album, not necessarily the single, because that freak them out to think we're zombies and whatnot. And I don't play PYT because they think we molesters off top. They got to hear the whole project.
Okay. I think Human Nature, like if you're putting the album on shuffle, Human Nature would probably be like, oh, they cool. Like the alien put his shoulders down, and the next thing you know, we choking them fuck out with Beat It On.
Yeah. I like that. What do you think? What would you do, Travii?
Man, I'd play New York State of Mind. Just
straight out the fucking jungles of rap.
Of course, I play rap.
Don't make it back.
For real, aliens don't make it.
Don't make it back. He's coming and swinging. He's letting them know it's real off top. They better not do nothing. That's what he's doing. He's warning them.
Man. And the crazy thing is, like, the signs are all around us, right? I mean, like, we've seen stuff together, Keynote, that was like, we couldn't explain. And even just all the different websites they be having, like it's 4K now. It's not like back in the days where it looked like a spitball flying through the air because cats got the fuzzy cameras. Like things is getting crispier and crispier. All we need to do is just see my man hopping out.
Well, see, here's the thing though. That's the thing with the government, the people who are in the know, and a lot of these activists and people who really deal with that, and some senators who come out, they can't say what they've seen, but they're like, yo, we got some stuff I'm trying to get them to release because I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? Say what you want about Trump and all that, but he came out and said, hey, man, I saw some stuff, too. They showed me some stuff. I can't speak on it, but they did show me some things. People need to know what's up. And supposedly they do have some 4K pictures. They got film. They got all kinds of things that are like really crystal clear. Even so, there's a few of them supposedly to where you can actually see the creatures. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever's piloting it. They don't even know if it's alive things or if they're just kind of like an alien drone of some sort. But they said they could see whatever's piloting it, and a couple of them, and they're just scared to release them because the people people are nuts, man. They're afraid. A lot of people will be cool with it, but there's people like, there's no God, and it's like, what? No, it's just an alien, bro.
I'm just laying back in the cut, like just waiting for like a Kardashian to fuck an alien, because if there was ever anybody who was going to be first in flight to fuck somebody from another planet, I feel like it's one of them. You know what I
mean? Whatever the alien version of an athlete is. She's fucking it.
Yeah,
I mean any of them.
Well, do you think like the Kardashian curse would apply to the alien?
Oh, their planet's gonna explode like right after it happens. Or everybody's gonna have like a weird sex change. Like something's gonna happen. Like for some reason, like anything that a Kardashian touches has a weird downfall. You know what I'm saying? Like any dude, Robert Kardashian exploded. Caitlyn Jenner. Yeah, bro. Caitlyn Jenner went from being on a Wheaties box to now she's in Today's Magazine.
She's Man of the Year.
Well, Woman of the Year.
Woman of the Year. Yeah, sorry. See, it's confusing.
Kanye West be doing interviews as like a white woman. It's a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? And I blame it on the Kardashians. So but if I was to bank money on any particular Kardashian to probably smash an alien, I'm gonna put it on Chloe.
I was gonna say the same thing. And that's another thing to transition. That's what I'm worried about because she is part of a new energy drink. That her and Dak Prescott, the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, are partnering. So unfortunately, Stephen A. Smith is right a lot. And I don't really cut for that dude at all. Like I don't like him. But we always find a way to destroy ourselves. And as soon as you get, and I say we, but I'm just a fanatic, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not a player, obviously. I just crush a lot. But what I'm saying is, like, it's a failure waiting to happen. Like, you get into a business with one of them, and it's a wrap, man. You just go down.
I disagree.
He's married. I think he's about to get married. It's gonna ruin his marriage and everything.
They move the needle on every product. They be selling shit that people don't need.
No, the product will do great. No, the product.
You said his personal life will be in shit.
Yes,
yeah, I agree with that. The product's great. Hence the Illuminati and the Satan thing, because see, personal life goes to hell, but your product selling, you got money.
And I also, too, real quick, I want to point out that I feel like Khloe Kardashian is the one that would fuck an alien, because similar to like Hulk did in the Avengers,
right? She's
the only one big enough to handle the snap.
That is true. That is true. She does have some mean shoulders on her.
That's right. You know, from her father, OJ.
Yeah, OJ.
I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh!
Do you think it's OJ, or do you think it's that hair dude, the hairdresser dude? Because she look a lot like the hairdresser dude with the big face too.
You know, I don't even know. I don't even know who that guy is.
Check him out, man. Look it up. Looks like her dad, and she was. Her mom was banging the dude.
About like all the name changing, like how you were saying they changed the UFO to the UAB. What'd you say, UAP?
UAP. The reason they did that because they think there's a stigma on UFOs, because only wackos believe in UFOs.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. So it's similar to what they did with suicide.
Right.
They changed the name of suicide to unliving yourself.
What the fuck? When did this happen?
Yes.
They got a couple of them. No, they got a couple of weeks.
Suicide anymore. They're rebranding suicide to be unliving yourself. Okay, he unlived himself today.
That way it's not as like you not got a stigma to it, which it needs a stigma to it. You know what I'm saying? It's also like how they say, like, you can't say like a woman, like you say a person who can have a baby. I forget the exact nomenclature. But yeah, it's like, it's a birth giving person, I forget, because evidently, they've changed the rules on that too. I don't know.
That's part of just the whole world gets so like, who sits in these meetings and like I feel like there's certain things that should be voted on. Like the same thing we vote on, like, the president and stuff like that. We should be able to vote on the rebranding of certain things. The first time I heard a kid say, "I'm gonna sit crisscross applesauce," I wanted to punch him. Like, what the fuck is crisscross applesauce?
Yeah, no, that kind of confused me too. I didn't know what they were saying.
Good point. I never thought about it.
I'll tell you what it is. I'll say, because I'm native, I can say it.
You're native in what?
Style.
Yeah, what?
Aztec, baby. And I don't know the other tribe we're doing the thing on.
No, I'm aware that sitting crisscross applesauce is Indian style, but at what point did they vote out Indian style? Because I've never seen anybody sit in that style but Indians. They kind of have the patent on that style of sitting.
And it's not a whack style. It's a very good style of sitting. So it's not like it's a diss. It's very comfortable. I used it today.
Tough ass sitting style. Have you tried to sit Indian style post 20?
Yeah. Well,
I'm still pretty active, so I enjoy sitting Indian style.
But my knees still pop. My pop a little bit like.
No, they pop, but it's still, but it's stretching. It's like it's your workout for the day.
That's your workout. I'm worried about your heart, Chief.
I don't know, man. My heart's pretty good. I'm just joking.
You do have a beautiful big
heart. I can run longer than you.
That'll be a good thing for the pod. We should try that. I'm down. Let's
do a cross-country run.
Okay, I'm with that. I'm with that. How many miles you ran today?
That too.
I need you guys to do a training montage for like social media. Like,
okay, we'll do it. We'll do a training. How long should we give each other before? Like, because I'll give them a little training time.
No, we run right next to each other, and whoever stops first loses.
No, I'm saying I'll give you a little training time before we do it.
I
run every day. You don't understand.
I want y'all to race like the Friday after Thanksgiving.
But I don't want to race. I'm not racing.
I'll race too. I'm good in the 40.
Whoever can run. I'm not saying full speed Jaguar running. You remember Malcolm in the Middle when he saw that dude jogging with that outfit on? And the speed walking outfit with the helmet that looks like one of the Star Wars characters with the hair that just goes.
You want to do old lady style, man? I'm trying to run.
No, I'm talking about speed walking contest, bro. We got to do a speed walking contest.
This downgraded very quickly. It went from being a fucking race to now with speed walking.
No, we're still racing. It's speed walking.
Nah,
it's like
I want to run race.
Like even the kids are doing it with like football plays where they
you guys gonna do this in a mall at 7 a.m.?
No, the point was because you came at me
half speed and they're like.
No, the point was that you said, no, I can outrun you, so outrun me.
We could do it on a treadmill, dude.
Okay, dude.
Your little legs got to work 10 times harder than mine.
Yeah, but they got a lot of heart, man. A lot of heart.
Those little legs. No, they got knee problems.
Nah, that was in 2009. It's 22, baby.
Nah, bro.
Yeah, man. I'm taking all types of testosterone shots and stuff too. I'm on all kinds of like weird chemicals. It's going down.
Yeah. I mean, we'll do it for Thanksgiving, and we'll call it a turkey trot race.
Let's do it.
Nah, I don't even want you to do it for Thanksgiving. I want you to do it the Friday after Thanksgiving, like the next day. When you guys still have like turkey in your gut, or you'll have a pound of fish. You'll have like a pound of salmon in your gut, or whatever fish you're eating. Like I cannot wait to see this go down. Like
we're doing that shit.
It's happening.
Hell yeah!
I'm gonna train for it. Like Hey Crack did boxing.
Damn right.
You're gonna need to
talk that shit, ladies and gentlemen.
Loser has to shave their eyebrows.
Mexican Carl Lewis. I'm down.
Let's get it. So Travi's been about this camping life like a long time.
Yeah,
I went camping for the first time last weekend.
That's where you went?
Did you go camping though?
I went camping, not glamping. I didn't stay at a cabin. It wasn't a house in the woods.
You were in a tent?
I was in a fucking tent. It was a big ass
tent. Cell phone?
12-person tent. Now I had my cell phone. I had my cell phone and I had a lantern. It was like a lantern, but it was a battery powered one. So it was like we had electricity inside the tent.
But did you sleep on the floor or did you sleep like because like now it's like
were you in a sleeping bag or a blow up mattress?
I had a cot. Me and my son, we had a cot. So but it was comfortable. But
they give you a cot in jail when the jails are overcrowded, bro.
Hold on. Give him some credit, man. He's from the Bronx. He ain't like, you know what I'm saying? You're from the Midwest. You're from Chicago.
That's true. I give you credit. Okay,
yeah, I'm from Texas.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, our outside was a park.
You know what I'm saying? I get
you know what I'm saying? But, the inside accommodations were actually pretty dope. There's like a little netting that we had in there where like I could pop my iPad in there and watch TV. But instead of doing it like that, I propped it on top of a cooler, right? And so it wasn't the nighttime stuff that was the issue. It was waking up in the morning cold. Like it was so cold. And it baffles me that like at some point in time, a bunch of people got together in the room and be like, yo, when should we plan these camping trips for these scouts? And somebody's like, yo, how about right as it's getting cold? Let's do it
That's the best time to do it. That's the best time to go camping, man. It's like you don't want to do it when it's too hot, man. It's terrible when it's terrible. Even when it's slightly warm, it's good.
I don't want to go in the dead of summer, but I would definitely not want to it got to a point where I couldn't feel my hands. And then sometimes when your nose is running and then it like crustifies in the tip of your mustache and shit, you feel weird.
It wasn't that cold, bro. You're tripping.
Nigga, it was cold as fuck.
The N-word, bro. That's when he means it. Anytime he calls Travii the N-word, that's when he's getting
the N-word. He means it.
Yeah.
Hey,
no, it was cold as shit.
Did you hunt and fish your own food though?
No.
Did you cook on a campfire?
No.
Then you didn't camp. Okay, I'm sorry.
You made s'mores.
Okay, it was dope, but now you're kind of backing out. Yeah, you weren't in a cabin. You weren't like camping in. There's this place called
He's easing his way into it. He's easing his way into it.
I'm easing my way out of it. I'm never going to do it again. Like not in the cold months. Because like I don't know.
All right, who do you think is going to win the race, me or Keynote?
I don't know. It depends on. It really.
Pick your guy. And if you're wrong, you got to go real camping.
You ran with me, bro.
This is fucked up, but I got to go with Keynote because I fucking trained and worked out with Keynote back when we used to have a trainer. And this motherfucker can just go and go and go and go. It's like it's like he's a human with shocks, like car shocks. And he
bounce right off the ground. Low center of gravity.
I've never seen you run for like extended period of time, Travii, except on a basketball court. And you lost
from the police.
Yeah, we saw him in Canada play basketball when we were in tour in Canada.
Hey, no, but hold on. We'll get to that. But so you picked Keynote.
I only picked Keynote because I ran with him.
No, I'm not mad about it.
I've never ran with you.
No, but listen.
I've never been in the gym with you. I've been to Jimmy John's with you, but I've never been in the gym with you.
I get it. So if Keynote loses and you pick him, you got to go camping with me and Keynote, and you can only eat what you kill or you fish.
Yo, I'm down for a bodega camping trip, man.
3 days. 3 days.
How did I get reeled into this for rooting for Keynote? Like
no. I'm just saying, put your money where your mouth is.
Okay, I mean, What if you win? I'll pay for a camping trip.
No,
Like,
you gotta be there.
Like, to quote the philosopher Birdman, I don't want to do that shit no more.
And even this, you know what? 3 days is too much because you're a busy dude, man. So one night,
a day,
you can only eat what you kill or fish out of the lake.
What if I eat what I bring with me? I think that's fair. Like whatever I can fit.
Okay, but it's got to be alive when you bring it. You got to kill it.
The shrooms count because like
it's got to have 4 legs or a tail, a fin. You could bring it. It could be flopping around, but you got to kill it and then cook it.
So I bring sushi.
No, because it's already dead.
You said it had
got to be alive when you hit the tent.
That's not even fair. Like you won't even do that shit because you.
I do it all the time. I didn't say you got to kill it. I'll kill it, but you got to eat it.
Oh, so you do catch fish. You do catch fish.
Real quick, technically,
I kill animals.
Technically, shrooms are not a plant.
Under my belt.
Technically, shrooms are not
some rabbit. I got some turkeys, some ducks.
Okay. They breathe oxygen, actually. Not unlike other plants.
We'll figure it out. I want to go too long on this topic, but yeah, man, it's all good. Keynote is typically, he's trained. He's got the, I get it. There's no hard feelings. I understand.
Okay, so you guys, mark it down in the chat.
We'll figure it out.
Who's going to win the race between Trav and Key? And now, Travii, if you win, that's what I got to go camping with you. And if Keynote wins, then what happens? Then you got to make up something. Key.
Nothing. You win.
No.
What kind of white man shit is this?
You were right. No. It's it's an Irish bet.
No, you got to give a stranger a deep massage, and I get to point it out. Like when we're out and we get to film it, you can't say nothing. You just got to walk up to him and you got to massage him. And don't worry, I won't pick nobody that's like muscular that's gonna turn around and whoop your ass. It's gonna be something interesting though. Maybe somebody that might work out. Who knows? Might make a new friend. But that's
pick somebody small who's of questionable age.
Yes, and like film it in sexuality, so it can go any direction. You know what I'm saying? And Travi's a handsome fella. You might not be able to get tell on these cameras and stuff. He got some piercing blue eyes, and he's rather tall. Chicks like that, and he's got the little white going on, so they feel comfortable and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I had dad problems, and now I feel comfortable when he hugs me. It feels like it's my dad. That kind of stuff. So that's what Travi's got for.
I would like to see Travi go to Big T Bazaar, just five random black people, and just walk up to him and say, "I'm okay with your choices." Like on some Dangerous Mind shit, like.
So yeah, man, what is y'all's plan, man? Y'all plan to put me in jail again?
No, we're just gonna make it happen. It's just gonna you better run. That's all that is. You know what I'm saying? And you got long legs, dude. Come on. You got them long legs, bro. You like you're like taller. Like
no, this is going to be a great race because you have like small size versus longer legs. Who's gonna go the distance? Who could pull it off? This is like the Thriller in vanilla.
Yeah, Thriller in vanilla. We do it in White Settlement, Texas, because of that.
Which, for the record, that's a real town.
It's a real town. It's up by Fort Worth. Yeah.
Yep. So, all right. So campus for the birds. Now, Travi, you're a big sports enthusiast.
Yes.
You're wearing your Mavericks hat very proudly. Yeah. Like, how are they even doing this shit?
The season just started. There's 2 games. They've only had 2 games. The thing is, though, like, I got into an argument the other day with your son.
Okay.
Your son, who said that Ja Morant was going to cook us. He's going to cook Luka. Saturday, I went to the game. This is where I got this hat.
Okay.
But, so Ja actually didn't cook Luka. Luka cooked Ja. So it was a good deal. Luka Doncic actually plays for the Mavericks. I know you don't know that because you still think Dirk plays there, right?
Now, I'm aware that Luka does play for the Mavericks. Yeah, I did. I knew that. I did know that.
Yeah, so
he's like the guy now.
He is the future MVP of the NBA. Yes,
he came through with his Aryan dominance.
He's like
the 2022 Derek Harper.
No, Derek Harper. No. Derek Harper was never dominant as a Maverick. He did better with no, he's nothing like that. He's the 2022 Dirk Nowitzki.
Okay, but so maybe he's also the Jason Kidd of like '94 currently.
No, because Jason Kidd didn't do anything, and he didn't win a championship until he got to Dallas, if I recall correctly.
Real quick, I got a weird theory about Jason Kidd.
Okay.
And it involves Cosby. Like, did you notice that Bill Cosby, when he was drugging them chicks, a lot of them look like Jason Kidd?
They did. They did.
Do you have a thing for Jason Kidd? Because it's really weird. But anyway, that's just something I observed. And I used to trip me out. I'd be at home smoking. I see the news and I see these chicks. I'd be like, oh man, it's horrible. Cosby's terrible. But wow, these chicks look like Jason Kidd, yo. And it just always wigged me out.
He did have a steez. He definitely liked handsome women.
Yeah, none of them look like they all had strong jaws, and none of them look like his wife.
That is true, but probably could do damage to a human pudding pop, though.
Boy.
Yeah. But yeah, man, the Mavs, they're 1-1. It's going to be a good year, man. But it's not, I love sports in general, not just my teams that I like. Like, Ja Morant is my favorite player, not named Luka and not named Damian Lillard. So I like, I like other people. You know what I'm saying? In the NBA. Cowboys won yesterday. Everything's good. Dak came back. And he did okay in that. You know why Dak played okay, even though he almost threw 3 interceptions? You know why he did okay? He did okay because the energy drink hasn't came out yet.
Oh, so he's not on.
They haven't started promoting it yet.
Got you. So it's almost like the Madden curse.
It is.
Once
the Kardashian curse.
Once the energy drink comes out with that Kardashian curse on it, it's all gonna go downhill for.
It's all downhill from there.
Yeah, I can't wait for people to hear this at whatever weird time that they hear this. It'd be like, the Mavs lost yesterday. The Cowboys blew, but like, we're not even going to tell you when we recorded this. You just got to figure it out. Kind of like when they was trying to figure out when the Lakers beat the Supersonics on Today Was a Good Day. It took the fucking 15 years to figure out what day he was talking about. That's what this podcast is. We'll call this one Today Was a Good Day.
That's right. I try to live through these professionals because my high school career didn't take off so well. So, I had to retire, at 18.
Bro, it's never too late to re-enroll.
I could, but white men can't jump is real right now. I used to be able to yoke it, but now I can't, So.
Yo, have you ever been so much in your head, right, that you can't differentiate reality from your dreams sometimes? Bro, it took me 3 days maybe to figure out whether or not I went back to school an additional year after I graduated.
I could have told you that because you graduated the same day with me, man. Like
I know.
All you had to do is ask Keynote. Y'all walked
I was there.
I had to go on that journey by myself, man, because the fucking dreams were so like I felt like I went back an additional year because there were classes I wanted to take, and it was like girls I wanted to continue to see. Because I was in the wrong grade. Like I was supposed to be in the grade behind, and like my parents enrolled me early, so I was ahead. So like I felt like, well, shit, I'll just go back again. But then I realized, no, I hated the last 6 weeks of school. And there's no way I would have ever done that. I'm sorry, that was an ADD moment. I just needed to happen.
No, but was that brought up? Was it just a regular dream where you went to bed sleepy and woke up?
Apparently,
or was it a psilocybin dream, a marijuana dream,
no, apparently
an ayahuasca dream.
No, I apparently dream about going back to school all the time, and not college school, like high school. So I don't, like I'm sure like some dream analysts can break some shit down and be like, well, that means da 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 da. You're not done learning life's lessons. I don't know what the fuck it means.
They can steal your money because there's no such thing as a dream analyst.
Well, no, there are people who like break them down.
They identify as people who can understand dreams.
Well, like to give you, like I was on this other show a couple years ago, and we had dream analysts that come in, right? And everybody on the show was getting analyzed, including me. Told this lady my dreams that was reoccurring that I've had since I was real little, and she had no answer for it. She was like, I don't know how to interpret those. I don't understand. I was like, well, that's what it is, lady. You know what I'm saying?
Do you remember what you said to her?
Yeah, it's because it's real. It's just I haven't had it recently, but like I used to. I remember like when I was like 3, man, because it said this house. I remember when I was 3, and I remember having the dream. It was like I was dreaming. And I woke up in the dream, and I go outside the backyard, and there's like ghost ships coming, and these things that look like Mr. Clean, but you can see through them. These people, but they're not like nice, not like how Mr. Clean be smiling on the cover of the cleaning products. No, these bastards had ill intent, And I just felt like this horrible feeling of doom coming my direction. And then right before I wake up, one of the Mr. Clean dudes like lands in the yard, like jumps off one of the, and he's about to get me to wake up. And it's like terrifying. It's like a terrifying feeling. I had that like through my childhood off and on. And then like I'd be like 20 chilling, and then what the hell? And I asked her about it. I went into more detail about it. She had no idea.
And was that UAP? Was that UAP?
No, I guess it wouldn't be UAP. That's more of an apparition, if you will.
But it was maybe you fell asleep with the TV on that night. The Mr. Clean commercial came on multiple times.
It could have been, man. It could have been, but it's so vivid in my mind, man. It's so vivid in my mind, man. You know what I'm saying? It's quick. Oh, he has a little sign there.
Okay, cool. Well, Travii, we wait for Travii to be right back. Yo, I had a dream not too long ago where I had a gathering at my crib, right? And it was like all these different people from like all walks of life. Like ex-girlfriends came with their kids. And I was like, yeah, it's cool. I'll feed everybody. Bring them all. Like fucking Neo was there with his hat off.
Looking like a 1920s boxer.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like back when they used to like fucking like fight like this. Yeah. Who else was there? Like Busta Rhymes, Pharoah Monch. It was like all these different like rap people that were there, and like everybody was having a good time, and I'm feeding them, and it was just like really like this. It was just really weird and surreal because it felt so real, overall. And there was some other components to the dream, and I forgot like what it was because I talked about it on IG. Like the day after it happened, and everybody was like breaking it down and stuff like that. But man, like interpreting dreams is like it's a vibe, man. I wish I could get paid to do it for other people.
But you know what's crazy is that like you described that as a dream, but that's been a reality in your house a few times when I've gone downstairs or come back upstairs from like
that's true.
And back when I used to stay over there in Atlanta, I go, I'd be coming upstairs. And it'd just be random people. Oh, there's different rapper that I grew up listening to. Oh, what's up, dude? And then like some random lady that's cooking. And you know what I'm saying? It's just, oh, that dude's on TV. Oh, that dude, I know that dude. He sells me weed. It's.
No, I was talking to rap shit. Like one day, like Dave, and like Dave was telling me, like, yeah, like, that one time I went over your house and it was like fucking what's my man Percy P and fucking like Elzai for the artifacts. Like
Elzai is not from the artifacts, but yeah.
You talking about
not Elzai. Elder Sensei.
I remember that. Yes.
Yeah. I'm smoking. And I pass the blunt, look over, and it's Elder Sensei. Oh, here you go. I'm like, oh shit, man. I'm like, it's just weird. Like, you want to go play some video games, something?
Yo, life be real ill, man, around these parts, man. So switching gears once again. Do we need to learn Mandarin, Keynote?
Well, it might. I don't know. All I'm going to say is the Chinese is acting kind of crazy. And, I'm not talking about like here in America. I'm talking about China. Mainland China is getting kind of testy, man. Because if you didn't know, okay, Taiwan, it gets a little confusing, but I'll try to break it down real simple for you, okay? Okay. You got Taiwan, okay? Ethnic Chinese people, okay? And you got, it's an island, okay? It's below Japan, okay? Right to if you're looking at them, right to the left of them is mainland China. Just across this little strip of water, right? Okay. Mainland China is communist. They've been like that since 1948 when Mao Zedong took over, okay?
Okay.
The leader back then was Chiang Kai-shek, and he was like pro-American. Hey, live how you want, be free, right? Well, they kicked him out right after World War II. He had to go over to Taiwan. Taiwan says, we're the new China. We'll take you in. We're a democracy like America and like, Japan and stuff. And China was like, wrong. You belong to us. We're communists and we're going to come get you. America's been like, don't do that because Taiwan's our homies. They're the real China. And so now China's like, you know what? Before the end of the year, we're going to go take back Taiwan. And America's like, if you do that, we're going to fight you in a war. So you better not do that because we will fight you.
Whoa.
So, and China ain't no punk. They ain't the China from 10, 20 years ago, man. They got the world's largest navy now. Not us.
Yo, I felt like 10, 20 years ago, China still wasn't no punk.
Nah. Well, like with their manpower, of course, they could, man. They literally said they could line people up and march them into the ocean and keep marching them to the ocean 24 hours a day and never run out of people. That's how many people.
I've heard that before.
Yeah, and that's real. So before, it was like we'd have to use nuclear weapons against them because there's so many people, right? Their military is so massive. But they didn't have the technological know-how. They couldn't bomb us back. Now they can touch us here. You know what I'm saying? You can be chilling in Atlanta and the Chinese will get at you. It's like that. And they've been setting up stuff for a long time, and they've been training like they fighting us already. It ain't been like they've been real broke. They've been real loud about it. Like, yeah, one day we're gonna fight you and we're gonna beat you and we're gonna take this and this and that. You better not do nothing. Like straight up. Like they're not even being political about it.
So it's like the new version of that movie.
Red Dawn?
Movie where they were like living in the woods when they ate the deer and all that? What was
Yeah,
that
that's
called?
Red Dawn.
Red Dawn.
Well, kind of. There's actually a movie that's where the Chinese invade Australia. It's the Australian version of Red Dawn, and I wish I could remember the name of it, but that's a little bit more accurate.
Yeah, but the newer Red Dawn that came out was about China invading.
About North Korea. Hence another point. See, they tried at first, the new Red Dawn, and some other movies came out where they were going to make China the enemy, right? China said, this is how much power they have in all U.S. media. They said, no, we don't like us being the enemy. You better not do that or else we're going to release your movies over here. So they went back and digitized and changed stuff. That's what took the new Red Dawn so long to come out, is because they made it to the North. They made it act like the North Koreans did it instead of the Chinese. First it was the Chinese. Well, that's what messed up the movie.
Well, the very first Red Dawn was Russian, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay. But there was one that came out like in the 2000s.
Yeah,
with my man from Drake and Josh. But
it
was just only one of them.
And real quick, that dude said he's embarrassed. He says like the worst acting role he's ever done. And if you watch it, it's real cringy, man. He's horrible in it. Like,
I haven't seen like the original one from front start to back or the remake. And like the original one came on the other day. And sometimes certain movies don't age well, but that one
is dope,
and I still got it saved on my DVR. I want to finish it.
I know the whole script, man, because I was a little nerd when I was a kid, so I love that movie. But yeah, man, that's what's going on. It's getting kind of scary out there, man. And yeah, we might end up China's threatening, saying, "Hey, man, we might do it before the end of the year," which is just like just not that long. So
are you more worried about China or Russia?
Actually, it's hard to say, man. A little bit of both because
they're a team, right?
They're teaming up, and North Korea's been teaming up with them, talking shit with them. And I don't know if you know this, but North Korea, they've been shooting missiles over Japan, trying to scare Japan. Just showing, hey, man, we can hit you. We can hit you with nuclear weapons. And we know we might not touch America, but we'll mess up Japan, which will piss off America.
Well, real quick, Key, so if you just to break it down in layman's terms for people who's listening who maybe are not like really like well geographically scoped, right?
Right.
If you was to describe China as a person and Russia as a person, who are those two people?
So Beavis and Butthead, but like on meth.
So they making really erratic decisions and shit.
And they just kind of showing their nuts a little bit and laughing, kind of kicking back like, we got power now. yeah, cornholio and whatnot. For real, like
so
they're looking at us and laughing.
Now, who's America as a person, and who can we partner up with to kind of balance that shit out?
Man, America right now is your drunk ass uncle. That's who America is right now. Like we fucking up real good.
Talking about how good they played football.
He's your uncle at the party that looks at your daughter strange.
Yeah, it's that. Yo, he was real nice on the football field about 30 years ago. But nah, man, that dude ain't, what I'm saying? He like, kind of followed
Randy Quaid from the Vacation movies?
Yes, he's still, yes. To where he said when the microwave come on, he pissed on himself and forget who he is for an hour. That's us. That's us right now, dog. I hate to say it. I love my country, but word, like it's just jacked up right now, dog. But we still have a lot of technological advances and things that they don't have just yet. They also have a few things we don't have. So it'll make it real interesting. I just know it's unfortunate because for the first time since World War II, golly, probably since the War of 1812, to be real about it, they could touch us over here.
Every time we beef with China or, or any country we get shit from, I feel like we beefing with Best Buy. You know what I mean? Like fuck, man. Like
honestly, yeah. See, that's another problem real quick, is that they make all the thing is Taiwan's the only place in the world right now that makes certain transistor chips that go in everything.
No PlayStation 5 for you.
Nothing. The computer we talking on, everything we using right now uses all that stuff. And Taiwan has it, and China's like, yo, we're gonna come get that. And China's also been exploiting Africa, getting all the minerals and stuff. Yep. And they've been wilding in Africa.
Well,
I know this is modern day problems, but I got a homeboy who's been waiting on an electric car for 3 years because of the chip shortage.
Yeah,
I put $100 down on a Tesla truck. I haven't even. All I got was an update email.
Yeah, that's why.
Congratulations, we got you $100. And it's like, yo. Then I started thinking about what fucking country can you get a $100 car? Or put $100 down for a car. Elon Musk, a different dude. He really is.
He is. No, that dude's like Iron Man for real. Like, he I got an idea and then does it. It's bugged out.
He's like Iron Man, no, but like if your parents left you in the car with the windows up in July.
Yeah, he a little melted.
Like you didn't go completely like,
No.
You didn't go.
Iron Man with an extra chromosome, perhaps.
Yeah, and it's like he to rebel from his overly protective parents, he huffed some paint.
His dad's a bastard, by the way. Have you heard that dude talk?
I have. I forgot in regards to what though.
Elon Musk's dad's like, I'm not proud of him. He's fat. That's what he said. Because he had that picture, Elon Musk had his shirt off and he was all pale and fat. Yeah. The dude was like, that's I'm not proud of him. He's fat. And I was like,
being that we're all like musicians, right? Mm-hmm. What do y'all think about the current state of music in general?
There's something on the shelf for everybody, no matter what you're into. There's good shit, there's bad shit, there's shit that I would rather not listen to on purpose.
Yeah.
It's weird because even as a person, obviously, like we all have some level of radio experience, right? And when I try to like take a deep dive and really, really like certain artists, like the production is bad. Like the current style of production, it just doesn't do anything for me. You know what I mean?
Is it the beat or is it the mixes?
It be the beats, man. Like these people be rapping over some terrible shit. It sounds like shoes in the dryer, some of it. And I be trying to get into like the drill shit, and it just sounds like a DJ doing a bad blend. You know what I mean? A lot of times. It's just too much going on. Like I remember one time me and my manager was in New York and this fucking song came on, and I was like, yo, this sound like there's literally two songs playing at one time. Like I thought I was so high. I thought I was that high. You know what I mean? Like, but the more and more I hear, like I'm peeping the patterns. Cause like, like the rhyming ability is dope, but it's just like, there's like 4 beats. It's
now, would you say the rhyming ability or the cadence is dope?
Not everybody is good with the rhyming ability. Some people are just nice to look at. I think you know who we're talking about. Yeah, but like some of the people are riding the hell out of these beats, and some of them are beats ride the hell out of them.
Isn't that cadence though when they're riding the beat?
I mean, I guess you could put it in the cadence department, but yeah, like I mean, some of it is tolerable, and some of it is like, yo, man, I'd rather sit in silence.
Yeah, it's kind of. Is it? Do you compare like just because I'm anti whatever's people like basically. Mm-hmm. I'm Silky Johnson, player hater of the year.
Okay.
But listen, honest question for the radio guys above me in this chat little picture thing. So do you compare, this is because I was talking to my homeboy about this, and he was trying to say like the new the stuff that comes out now, it's kind of like how scat jazz was with jazz. Like it was the like the scat jazz. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like what who was that one dude that came out I got hoes in Atlanta, blah, blah, blah. What was that dude's name? He was doing scat rap is what they were calling it. So do you consider it like where they're not really saying anything? They're just scatting and just riding the beat with the cadences. It doesn't matter what they're talking about. It's about how ill it sounds. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder if people during those times when people were scatting was like referring to it as like mumble rap. Like, man,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was their version of mumble rap. Was like the
they did because other musicians didn't understand it at first because they're like, y'all are playing. You're not playing in a melody. You're not playing with the melody. They played like freestyle, so it sounded like the drums was fighting against the horn and everything. But if you listen to it, it's the actual song.
By the way, I was thinking of Designer. That's who I was thinking of.
Oh, the crazy thing is like, yo, Designer got shit that I genuinely like though. Like,
he's
people always try to like make him just Panda, but he got this one song called, I think it's like called Outlet or Plug, one of the two. Shit was incredible. It did nothing, but it was like a really dope record. And that's what I would try to do with a lot of music is, all right, let me figure out the redeeming qualities as to why people love some of these songs so much. Mm-hmm. I think we even talked about it previously, like how like when I first heard Lil Baby, I was like, oh hell nah. And then one day I was like, oh shit, Lil Baby actually is saying some shit. And he might be one of the dopest guys, like modern day era. I just wish his beats were different. Mm-hmm. Like I there's not a Lil Baby beat I want to freestyle over.
See, with Lil Baby, it was hard for me to get into it first because he sounded like he was rhyming into his shoulder. And he was just rhyming. I was kind of rhyming into it, and I'm just kind of... I was like, yo, man, act like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you mean this. And he'd be like, yeah, I'm just coming here. I'm selling that. And I was like, yo, so it was really hard for me to get into that. But then it's like after a little while, I was like, oh, okay, I see why people like him. Some of the stuff for me, like, because a lot of times beat selection, I call it like hi-hat rap. I get tired of like the same. It's like, yo, the same. It's just the same, man. And it's as many talented producers and people are out there. It just annoys me that certain things get commercial shine. It's always been that way. Kind of always probably gonna be that way. Things have changed a little bit. Like today, I heard this group. God dang it! I wish I had their name too, and I meant to write it down. These cats out of L.A., man. These young dudes, man. They like a West Coast.
Oh, Coast Contra.
No, they're like them, but they remind me. They're maybe a little bit younger. There's like a group of them, and there's like a couple black dudes and a Hispanic dude, and they're like young. They look like they're like in high school, but man, they are going. And they beats, they'll rhyme over some of the modern beats, but they still flipping like, yo, when they saying some ish, they not just, you know, they spitting, you know what I mean? They spit it like they mean it, you know what I mean? Like they mean it.
Yeah. Nah, so do you think Designer started that wave?
Hell no. He was just like,
who started the wave?
The wave of like somewhat mumbling?
Yeah, because you remember when Designer, he was like the first one to get on and try to freestyle on, what was it, the Breakfast? What show was he on when they were like, nah, that ain't it?
Funk Flex?
Like,
Funk Flex?
Yeah, was it Funk Flex when he was getting dissed during his free, because he really wasn't saying nothing. It might have been Sway, actually.
Yeah, he was it wasn't Funk Flex. Because Funk Flex was like looking at him crazy, and they was using it as a meme.
And that's what I'm saying.
I gotta pull that one up. No, but the thing is, like, a lot of people was giving Designer shit for being like the Wish version of Future when he first.
Yeah, because he wasn't saying it, like, but if you go back and listen to it now, he was riding the beats, like.
Yeah, he was just too close sonically to another person that was on fire at the time. So I think he had an uphill battle, even to this day. You know, like I feel like because I'll every now and then I'll go on his YouTube channel and see what he's put out new, and he continuously puts out singles and songs. But none of them did what Panda did, you know, which was rolled out in such a non-traditional way. And I think, you know, to the youth them, you know, you got to figure out new and unconventional ways to roll music out, because new music is being rolled out all the time. The fact that Panda song came out mixed into a Kanye West song, that was a hell of a way to introduce a new artist, and it was just non-traditional.
Yeah.
In every imaginable way. So you're running the Designer streams up, and hopefully he got a nice check off of that, because it was just brilliantly done. And you know, dude's getting like mad shows and shit like that. And he said, and the only thing I think that worked against him is like he sound. I thought it was Future. You know, when
he sounded like a slightly like a Future like ate a peanut butter sandwich and then went right into the booth. That's what he kind of sounded like.
Like, don't even chew, just go in.
Just go. Do that with that in your mouth. Go. Hit.
That's what I've been trying to work on, you know, because, you know, I got kids that are like 18, 21, and they just say I'm this old ass hater. And I try to like, because my son, you know, if you listen to his playlist, it'll be some LL Cool J, some Tribe Called Quest, but then he'll have like 21 Savage and Designer and like all these cats. He even has the new Designer single. That's why I thought of him.
Gotcha.
And it's like, I'm trying to figure out what he sees in that stuff compared to what, and he's just like, Dad, listen to the way he's riding the beat or whatever, you know? So it's like, to them, it's more about like a thing. And I'm trying to, like, when I talked on the last podcast, how I'm really liking 21 stuff now. You know what I'm saying? And that's because of Mason.
Yeah, 21 actually grew on me, because at first I wasn't into it. And then the more and more I started peeping him out, like, yo, personality driven rap. And he'd be having some shit to say. And then he'd be kind of like low-key winning in certain aspects of life. Like that whole Amber Rose run until she bought him a slut walk and he looked like he didn't need to be there. Like,
that was all confusing. That was real confusing.
She also put out a new single today, which
jeez.
Yeah, I can't even
Amber
Rose rapping. I mean, some
cool
people like it, it's all good. You know, it's all good. To me, it's not music, it's just like a porn. But you know, it's whatever. It's like a Cinemax porn.
Softcore.
Yeah.
Yeah, the movie, the music video is softcore porn is all
like
it is.
Red Shoe Diaries, but with rap.
Yeah.
Red Bottom Diaries.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's a lot of young cats that are also what we kind of, you know, they grew up on the cats we grew up on, even though they're in their 20s. You know,
that's like the group. That's like the group I heard today. God dang, on the next podcast I'll have their name. Remind me.
But if you notice, they don't get that love, Key. They're not getting that love that like the 21s are getting in. Like look at Cordae.
Well, it's a
Corey's nice, but Badass, look at Badass. He got that love. Badass got the love. He switched it up a little bit, but he's still, you know what I'm saying? He doing like cologne commercials and tuxedo.
And people think JID is this 22-year-old dude. Nah, JID is the dopest rapper out right now to me.
Yeah, I fuck with JID. Tough.
He's the epitome of what rap should be right now. Like, is what he does. What that dude does.
But I think a lot of it always will speak to the relatability factor, like, or how certain artists relate to you. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, we're always going to gravitate towards people who we feel like speak to us or connect with us on some level and some aspect in life. And I think some things are just unrelatable. Like when I listen to artists whose whole like shit is like, yo, I'm sitting leaning with my friends. I don't do that. So I don't understand, but I'm not going to just completely dismiss it. I hear it out, but it's just like, it's not relatable. I always use.
But you can still listen to it and see if it has musicality to it. Like if it has talent, you might not relate to what they're saying, but you can say, hey, that dude's dope. It's just not my thing.
How do you feel about Lil Uzi Vert?
You know what? With him, it's hard for me to really give an honest answer to that because I've never gave him a chance.
I can answer.
So, like,
trash.
So
I'm gonna tell you
anything
why.
I would say to you, that would be hating because I've never listened to a whole. I've never listened to. I just haven't.
The whole album, yeah.
But check it out. It's mad simple for me. It's the way it breaks down for me, my head, my personal taste and stuff. And being that I used to be in radio and stuff and cracking the test of this, when I would hear new stuff, even when I worked for a record label, okay, we'd be in there, we'd be listening to things, and people would be asking your opinion, especially when we were radio personnel. They want to know your opinion, so we know to play on our show. I would be like, and 99.9% of the time, be like, yo, I hate this. This shit sucks. It's terrible. They are going to love it. We need to play it because
that was totally a thing.
If I hated it, every time I hated it with deep, like, because if a lot of, and it's not necessarily like this anymore because everybody has their own thing. Like we have our own thing now. Different people have their own thing. But before it used to be people who in radio weren't necessarily music heads. Music heads hated radio because they enjoyed the music. Yep. I was a music person that ended up in radio. So for me, I had to make that to where I was like, yo, I can't stand Lil Uzi Vert. Hate this shit. He's singing about dying, and I don't relate to this. He's a little weird. But I hear the melodies and I hear the beats, and I see why the kids like it because it's catchy. The kids ain't thinking like I'm thinking. I'm out here trying to live, pay bills, doing things. They ain't trying to do that. They trying to vibe out. You know what I'm saying? And so all that stuff is like a vibey type of music, more droney, lower vibration. Not lower vibration as far as intelligence, but as far as like
it's lower vibration.
But you know what I'm saying? Just it's like like even with the frequencies is lower in that music. So I don't gravitate towards it, but I recognize why people do. And I'm like that with a lot of new stuff.
Yeah, and I could never get down with that low vibration stuff because I didn't even know what a low vibration was. I just knew I didn't like it until our homeboy Julian put me on vibrations. He was like, yo, man, this is what this is, and this is why you don't like it. And he literally opened my eyes to a whole new way to look at it. Yeah, I could dig it, man. I mean, I get it. That's the same with my opinion. It's like I figured out the lanes like, yeah, instead of just being like how I used to be like, yo, I hate this shit. This is trash. And I'm an MC. This ain't real art. But instead of being like that, it's like, yo, some people like it because there's some music that ain't hip hop that I really like. The people really like that certain style of music. It's like, yo, you like some BS. I'm like, no, I like that country song or whatever. And they're like, that ain't real country. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of recognize things for what they're for now as opposed to when I was younger.
Music is the weirdest thing to lead with in regards to like what is good and what is bad because it more so than so many other things, it's all a matter of perspective, and it's such a particular taste. That's why like I hate sometimes sending stuff to be reviewed by a critic because like if you don't know the spectrum of what a critic is into, it's really hard to not take certain things personally. Like you didn't give it a chance, or like well this isn't for you, and like it's okay to be like hey this isn't for me. Or know that like something that you're sending a person isn't necessarily catered to their ear because like they might have a thing. If you're like 100% a Lil Boosie fan, you might not be a Bodega Brothers fan, and it's cool. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's totally okay.
It was like when we opened up for Rick Ross.
We were the opposite of everything that was happening that night.
You know wearing a shirt that said never dealt drugs or never sold dope. And it was like and all these we're like the crowd's like a bunch of dope dealers, like if there was positivity and shit.
That was the equivalent of fucking being in a wrestling ring but being the heel. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to fight a face. You know,
would you say that was our worst direct support of our careers as far as live shows?
I know for mine, it was pretty much up there.
It was funny because like that show used to haunt me, right? Because like I was fighting with a nigga in the crowd.
And you didn't you fall into the crowd?
No,
you tried to jump onto that railing and then slipped off into the crowd, or you didn't fall, but like
that might have happened.
I don't
think it was that show. I don't think that happened at that show. That was me being clumsy at another.
It was definitely at the same venue. It was definitely at the same venue.
Nah, but like I don't think so because I think that was like the first time we rocked at the Bomb Factory since
which was where the Rick Ross show was.
No, I'm saying that was the first time.
We did Kickspo first.
No, I fell at Kickspo.
Yeah, I didn't. I would have remembered falling at the Rick Ross show.
I
was like, man, fucking was fighting with somebody in the crowd. That fellow. Nah, I would have remembered that.
No, I remember because I got off stage and my girl was making fun of me. I remember that.
But the crazy thing is, like, as much as I felt a certain way about it from being on stage that night, when I saw the show from other angles, it was a great show. It was just a couple people hating because we were the opposite of the hero that they came to see. They
looked like Rick Ross. They had the beards and everything. I was like, yo, it's pretty homoerotic. Maybe that's what you're into.
Well,
I don't know, but this is
and if you remember, we also were direct support. So we went on right before Ross, and they had been rapped at since 6:00 in the afternoon.
No, I remember all.
There was like 15 acts before us.
Very subpar.
I hate when they do the thing where like, yo, we have this artist coming to town, but we might not have enough to pay them, so we're gonna charge these like 15 other artists $1,000 to rap before the main artist. You know what I mean?
And they were paying it too, man.
Yeah, and they paid all that money. It's like, man. Well, I mean, on that note though, what did you think of the Madonna Cardi B stuff? Because I have a weird feeling about that. Like,
I mean, it was a weird ass misunderstanding, and as a person who like misreads the intent of messages all the time, you know what I'm saying? Like, because like I think Madonna like ended her message by saying, she talked about the things she did, and it's like,
clown. She put a clown emoji.
Yeah, I paved the way for y'all, bitches. In my head, I read it like the same way the Asian man from like The Hangover said it. But if you don't know any better, you know what I'm saying, and like you read things, and like once again, I read things wrong, right? But if you read it like how I read most things, you read it mean. So Cardi B took it as a snipe, but I'm glad they pieced it up because Cardi B and Madonna is not on my bingo board.
But why did you have to use that analogy, man? Because all I could picture is him coming out of the trunk of that car.
Toodaloo, bitches.
I don't know. I just know Madonna's face scares me now. Not that it didn't before, but it's like extra smooth. I'm like, oh man, that's like very cyborgy. It's like that weird, like it looks like she always has a sheen of sweat, but there's no sweat.
It's like to go back what you guys were talking about earlier. If people do come out and say they're aliens, she's probably the one that's going to come out and say she's an alien. She's been here the whole time. Mm-hmm. She's an actual alien.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's just because. I mean, she's got that weird aging face. It's like almost it's worse than. And I'm not going to say that.
However, if Madonna right now knocked on your door and everybody is asleep, and she did the little whisper fingers, and it's coming through that little gap that she got in her teeth, and whispered you to come to the car, you wouldn't.
No, I'd say a prayer, man. Keep it moving the other way, man.
No, I'd say demons get from me.
Yeah.
Not even for the gusto and the ability to be like this.
At this point, there's no gusto in that.
Ain't no gusto.
There's just weird alien STDs and
dust.
I don't know, man. If my homeboy fucked Madonna, I'd brag about it. Like, yo,
I would brag if my homeboy did it.
That's your homeboy. That's your homeboy doing it.
From that day on, I'd be like, yo, my man Trav, the one that fucked Madonna? Yo, he got a new single out called Monkey Shit.
That's fresh.
I swear on everything, I would not bone Madonna.
But that's fresh if he said it like that, because in my head, I'm not thinking about this Madonna. I'm thinking about like back in the gap.
You're thinking about like a virgin Madonna?
That's what I'm thinking about when he said, yo, my homeboy who smashed Madonna. I'm like, oh, snap.
Because no one knows what year it happened. It could have been when she dropped music. It could have been around the time she said. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like I know a dude who fucked Adina Howard. And and I was proud of him, right? But what he didn't mention
I was proud of him
was the fact that it was like a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying? Which changed it. like after I found it out. So sometimes, you know, you just gotta be vague, less is more, you know what I mean? Like, and just rock with it like that. Like, you know, like,
She
and
take
like,
off
and the
her
crazy
pants
thing,
and all you hear is
what, like the smoke that, like when LeBron
yeah,
did
it's just
the thing.
that's all you hear is dust.
Well, cool. So I think if you're doing like a leaderboard or like, you know, just I think we've offended enough people for episode or possibly two. So
It's
you know,
actually been a little bit better this time around, man. We came out the gate guns blazing the past few episodes, but
yeah, we talked about people that you could talk about not get canceled.
yeah. It's good. That's what we go. We're growing. We're growing.
We might get jumped though. We might get jumped, but not canceled.
That's
Which jumping would just help our credibility.
At this age.
I feel like most of the people that I think would jump us, that we probably could pepper spray those people. I think we're good.
I feel you. I'm a gun owner.
We don't pepper spray in Texas. They better get me in New York City or something.
Don't like fucking put in requests.
Oh yeah, sorry. Edit that part out.